Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my November TBR. We are starting off strong with the autumnal into winter lighting in the UK. I'm sorry if you can't see a lot. I'm working with the filming time available. I hope everything is in good enough focus and light and whatever, but I'm just trying my best. I have some exciting TBR plans for November, and that is that at the start of filming this video, I only have 5 books on my TBR. It's gonna get more intense, but we're gonna go through the journey together and you will understand what I mean when we get there. So the first book I'm definitely going to be reading in November is The Phantom Prince by Elizabeth Kendall. This is My Life with Ted Bundy. It is the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner pick for the month, and it's the memoir written by one of the girlfriends of Ted Bundy, the serial killer. I won't talk too much about this here because it is in the announcement video for the book club, so please do go and check that out if you're interested in hearing more and taking part in the book club. But yeah, this is going to be a very strange read, I think, and I'm hoping it's really powerful and moving and makes me question everyone in my life. Next up, we need the Patreon obligations, of which it's pretty much my whole TBR this month. The first obligation I have is the Twilight Along, and we're reading Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. This is the last month of our Patreon only read along where we're reading all of the Twilight books and watching all of the Twilight movies. Midnight Sun is a retelling of Twilight from Edward's perspective instead of Bella, and I have only read this once back when it came out in 2020, so I'm really excited to read it again. It's a whopper of a book. Like, this could hurt someone, but it's just so readable and like just enjoyable that I love it so much. I wish Edward could have narrated the whole series rather than Bella, because he's just such a better narrator in my opinion. But I'm very excited to talk to the patrons about this one, see what they think compared to the rest of the series. The next obligation I have is that every month the La Push Beach and Cullen House Tears do a buddy read, and we pick a book from my physical TBR, vote on it. The winner this month was Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. I've got a little bit more to tell you about this one. So this says, The Manipulator. I can manipulate the emotions of anyone who lets me. I will make you hurt, make you cry, make you laugh and sigh, but my words don't affect him, especially not when I plead for him to leave. He's always there, watching and waiting, and I can never look away, not when I want him to come closer. So I've heard a lot about this book. It got pretty viral on TikTok, I think it still is, and I've heard that it's depraved and disgusting, but not quite on the level of Den of Vipers. And why I bring up Den of Vipers is I'm going to be doing a whole dedicated video to this book, like I did for Den of Vipers back in 2021. That is still one of my most watched videos of all time, and I don't think this is quite on the level of depraved, but hopefully I can read it and share many of the weird things that happen in this and let you guys know why people think this is too far. So I don't know, I'm hoping we can prove that it isn't too far and have some fun along the way. I'll also be reading it with the patrons, which is clearly very exciting. The next thing I have to talk to you about is the Patreon TBR jar. I say jar, it's clearly not a jar. So every month I pick a book out of here, which is selected by the La Push Beach and Cullen House Tears. They all get one pick in the mug jar thing, and I will read that book within the month. Saying that, I do need a special mention to The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow, which was Michael's pick last month. At the time of filming this, I haven't got around to this yet, and I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm putting it on my TBR for October instead. It was picked from the jar, I have to read it. I just might be delaying it a little bit. So let's make it more complicated and pick a whole other book, shall we? So I've gone for this one, which I think I see an E. This has to be Emily. Okay, what? Emily. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a good one. This is Murder in the Family. Okay, so of course this was in the most complicated place on my bookshelf, but this is Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter. This is a relatively new release, and it is a murder mystery story told in completely mixed media. I have very high hopes for this. I don't typically like a detective story, but I've read The Whole Truth by Cara Hunter, which was another mixed media kind of vibe, and I enjoyed it because of the mixed media. It also gives me hints of of The Appeal by Janice Hallett, and I'm hoping that the format completely trumps the detective element. So this says, in December 2003, Luke Ryder was found dead in the garden of the family home in London, leaving behind a wealthy older widow, and 3 stepchildren. Nobody saw anything. Now secrets will be revealed, live on camera. Years later, a group of experts re-examine the evidence on Infamous, a true crime show with shocking results. Does the team know more than they've been letting on? So it's not detective based, it is reality TV based, which means I'm gonna love it. Like, why was I even doubtful? Why did I think this was detective based? I guess because Cara Hunter and The Whole Truth was detective. I've just waffled for a while, but I don't think I could crop that out, so I had to explain it. Yeah, I'm very excited to read this one, so thank you, Emily. Okay, so the only other definites I had on my TBR going into this video are so that I can watch a TV series coming out in December. So I'm going to be reading An Offer from a Gentleman and Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. These are books 3 and 4 in the Bridgerton series. I won't talk too much about Bridgerton because it feels like everyone knows about it. Apologies if you don't. But season 3 of Bridgerton is coming out in December, which is based on book 4. So I need to read books 3 and 4 before watching that. I read the first book before watching the first season and preferred the season. And then I watched the season before reading book 2 and preferred the book. So I'm gonna go into season 3 having read the books first. It feels right to me. I want to read these first. I've only had these a couple of months now, but because it's related to the TV series, I want to get them read before it comes out. So yeah, Regency, romance with a sprinkle of spice. I love Bridgerton. So I wanted to not have obligations in November, but I have some plans on how I can make this TBR a little bit more interactive and let you guys in on the planning of it a little bit more. So I have a couple of extra TBR choosers here. The first one is Larry the TBR Llama. This is filled with prompts that I've either made up myself or got from you lovely people. So if it comes from one of you, your name is going to be on it. But let's see what we're going to get for November. So we've got this one, which I nearly dropped it. And we're gonna do a dedicated vlog. Oh, this is easy. Thrillers. So I'm gonna read exclusively thrillers one week. Okay, I can do thrillers. So, should we pick one book to use in that video? And then the rest will be a surprise when we get there. Okay, so one of the thrillers I'm gonna read is Those Who Lie by Diane Jeffrey. This was a book from A Box of Stories a little while ago, and it is a short thriller. So this is the one I'm gonna tell you I'm reading, and this is about Emily Klein, who doesn't know she has killed her husband until the day of his funeral. At first, signs point to a tragic accident, yet as Emily pieces together the events leading up to the accident and her own memory loss, she begins to suspect that her husband's death may have been the result of more than a terrible twist of fate. So this is the one that you know I'm reading. If you have any suggestions for thrillers that are on my TBR that you want me to pick up in that reading vlog, then please do let me know down below and I will definitely consider them. But I'll be doing a thriller week. And then just to mix it up a bit more, I have the Cracker Barrel mug, which is filled to the brim of every book on my TBR, going to I think about July of this year, so pretty much everything. I will pick one book out of this now which will make it onto my TBR. That one's escaping. I feel like maybe that one. No, I'm gonna dig. And what I'll do throughout the month is if I need more books to read, I'm gonna try and come to the jar rather than pick anything. So my battery is dying, bear with, and then I will pick a book. Okay, of course my battery had to die, but we're back and ready for the Cracker Barrel mug. So I'm gonna dig right into the middle. I've got one between my fingertips, which is the one I'm gonna pick, and just drop the rest of them. Oh, and that one. Okay, I've got this one. I really tried to focus then. So if it wants to focus on my hands, because I'm not gonna crop this, this is a very short title. I can't even see it from here. Hide. Oh, okay, I so wasn't expecting to get this book, but I feel like this is gonna be a good time. This has very polarizing reviews. So Hide by Kirsten White, I pre-ordered this because it sounded so fun, but then it got awful reviews. So this says, the challenge, spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize, enough money to change everything. Even though everyone is desperate to win, to seize their dream future or escape their haunting past, Mac feels sure that she can beat her competitors. All she has to do is hide, and she's an expert at that. But as the people around her begin disappearing one by one, Mac realises this competition is more sinister than even she imagined, and that together might be the only way to survive. It's got awful reviews. I'm excited. So, it felt easy, and now I've stacked it up. I'm a bit more scared. Here is my tentative TBR for November, including maybe this one too. But this is way more achievable than last month, I would hope. I don't have much more to add, so make sure, this is heavy, make sure you let me know any thrillers that I should read in the thriller week. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.